how they describe you, what value they are receiving is how they value you and your brand. So if I get lots of value, I feel like this person is helping me with this. For example, who has a favorite brands for whatever we want, right? There are millions and millions of brands, whether it's makeup, whether it is hairstyle, whether it is hair dryers, whether it is cars, whether it is anything, right? There are millions of brands, but you are a brand. And if you want people, you want your niche to know who you are and what you are going to help them with, you are a brand. Does that make sense?
Perfect. One thing that I want you to all digest is that understand the value of your wisdom, right? Your wisdom is valuable. And what monetization enables it to do is flourish. Yeah? Thank you, Emma. Now, here are 5 of the most common ways you can monetize your brand. And we're going to cover each one of these in some degrees of detail. So YouTube AdSense, it is called. YouTube ads, right? That's not saying you run ads. That is saying that people pay YouTube to run ads on their platform. But if you get lots of views, then typically, if you don't have YouTube Premium, when people are watching your content, they see an ad. Every time they see that ad, you get paid, right? So YouTube AdSense is one of the highest ways that you can actually receive a lot of monetization through that. And it depends on the country, right? So if your audience is in the US or the West, the monetization is much, much more. If it is in the East, it is slightly less, right? Because the cost per impressions. Impressions is the number of views. The cost per impressions is lower. So, we discussed tools where if you're not so comfortable in speaking in English, and you speak in Hindi, for example, there are tools that can translate it into English, no problem. And you can appeal to people in the West. So YouTube monetizations is probably by far one of the biggest ways, because it's regular. And as long as you keep on content, it will continue to pay you on a monthly basis.
And one of the things about that is YouTube stores your videos, right? People still search and find your video from 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. So if people are still watching your video from 10 years ago, you can still make money from a video you posted 10 years ago, which is great, right? So this is the best part about YouTube, that people continue to search and you can continue to be paid more and more and more as more people watch more of your past videos as well.
The next is community support. This is donations. People can donate if they like your content. And it's very okay and very normal for you to say, if you liked this content, please consider donating to support this channel. How many of you have heard that before? Have you heard that? Exactly. You see? It works. So donations, one of the platforms there I mentioned is Patreon. Patreon is a way where people can donate to support your channel. So please do consider setting it up. If you're a monastic or even if you're a layperson and you just want to, you don't feel necessarily like, okay, let me just let them decide how much they donate to me. That's completely fine. But just put a small link, and at the end of every single one of your videos, just say, please consider donating if you would like to support this channel. That's it.
Something along the lines of, if you like this content and you want to support it and see it grow, check the link in the description below.
Exactly.
Right? That's typically how it's phrased. So sign up to Patreon, put a link in your description, and people can support you and your channel if they believe in your message. And again, why will someone support you? Because they believe they benefited. Me, right? How are you benefiting me? If I'm clear, I will support you. If I believe in your cause, because I believe that you believe in the same thing I do, resonance, I will give you support.
People will pay you in direct accordance to how well you solve their problems. Remember that. Yeah? It's not about, okay, I'm sharing dharma, why aren't they paying me? What is it about the dharma that you shared that helps them with their struggle? If you can help them with their struggle and relieve them of their suffering, they will pay you in accordance to that. The bigger the problem, generally the more they will pay. So when we were looking at the AI day, we saw the problems that were extreme. People are really suffering. They really want a solution. But if you are not providing a solution to what is an extreme level of pain, then how can they support you?
There is another part of the formula for how much value and therefore how much people pay. It is to do with time. If I can get from here to Dubai in 2.5 hours via flight, I will pay more. But if I have to go by ship and it takes 30 days, I will pay less. Whatever is going to get me there faster, I will pay more for. If I have to do a gym program for 12 weeks, I will pay less. But people who take surgery to remove their fat, because it is in one day, I will pay more. Anything they receive from you faster, they will pay more. So the faster the transformation, and the more important the transformation to me, the more I will pay you. The more I will give you. So your job is to find a way to make their lives easier, to make them receive the benefits faster. That is what will govern and influence a lot of how much they consider giving you.
Now imagine you have your niche very clearly defined. And you're so clear on who your audience is. So imagine you're supporting young adults with procrastination. And you're so clear that, okay, these young adults suffer from this degree of procrastination. But then you say, okay, I will help you overcome procrastination in just 7 days. Of course, it has to be true. We don't want to clickbait and make up things. But by doing that, you are providing a very specific audience something that they very much struggle with in a very short space of time. When these three things are combined, the amount people pay you increases. If you don't have an audience, and you don't have a problem that is that urgent, and it takes 6 months, people are not really interested in paying you. Maybe they'll pay you a little bit, but not a lot, right? And so think about how deeply you are connecting to people in order to solve their problems, because the monetization will increase in accordance with that.
And everyone is human, yeah? There is a lot of different types of people out there. So based on your audience, you will receive a relevant amount. For example, and this applies to YouTube as well, if your audience is 5-year-old kids, right? And you show them a toy, like there are channels that do this, I'm not saying you should, then parents get told by the kids, I want this toy, and parents buy the toy. Right? So parents are the decision maker. But then you have teenagers who don't have as much money. But then you have adults that you may be supporting that may be in a field that do not earn much, versus someone who is working in finance, has a lot of money, and is an adult. So, depending on your audience, it will shift. So, if monetization is important to you, and the amount of money that you would like to make, consider, does my audience actually have the means? Does my audience have the ability to pay in this particular way through these channels if this is the only one I want to do? Because teenagers are likely to have less money, for example, right? For particular things. So it is important that even in YouTube ads, they pay you in accordance with the types of people that are actually subscribed and following you. If you are followed by one niche versus another niche, and you both have the same amount of followers and subscribers, you are paid differently. Same watch time, same amount of subscribers, different monetization.
The third thing is brand deals. Now, many of you have received brand deals, right? And I can tell you it's always generally the bad companies that come first. That's why we emphasize collaborations with ethical partners. You'll get gambling people. You'll get astrologers. You'll get anything which leverages and capitalizes on fear, insecurity, greed. These brands will come first. But if you partner with those brands, you will lose trust, you will lose credibility, and you will lose the ability to make impact. Because the moment your audience realizes that you worked for a brand that doesn't align with your values, they will see you as someone who's not authentic and cannot be trusted. And so in the future, if you ever wanted to, let's say, release a fashion brand, then they will never trust you. Because then you worked with someone or something that didn't feel right ethically. So one of the things that we're going to cover in the brand deals video is how do you find those brands? How do you reach out to them? How do you even potentially work out what is the best amount to charge? We're going to cover some of these topics. The next is courses. Do you want to touch briefly on courses?
Yes, so if you are teaching something very short, maybe 60 seconds, but you want them to go to somewhere where they can learn more deeply. And this doesn't just have to be courses, it can be communities as well, right? And in that community, you can share deeper teachings, longer videos, and allow the audience to help you manage the audience. For example, let's say you have 10,000 followers, and only 100 of them join your community. Out of those 100, 5 will be like, I really love your stuff, I want to just, help you, and I love this message, I resonate with this message. I want to help you manage the 100 people inside this community and teach more about this course, share more about this course, moderate things, manage comments, and ensure that things are good. So by building courses for structured and deeper learning, you can take people to somewhere else. And again, we talked about this yesterday. Capturing email addresses and having a community is a very good way to ensure if your account gets banned or you get cancelled or anything, you can start again much faster.
And the last one is affiliate links. This is where you actually find a product or something that you truly believe in that people should then go and buy. However, when they buy that thing, you get a certain amount from the purchase. And you must say, by the way, I have a link in the description. If you purchase from this link, it will benefit this channel. Always be honest, yeah? Don't say, oh, I'm sharing this link, go and buy from there. Because the more honest you are, the more trust you would build. And because you are only sharing things that you truly believe in, and you truly use in your own day-to-day life, people will see it as being authentic. Yeah? So these are the 5, and now we're going to cover them in more detail. But before we do, I just want to say one thing. It's not about relying on just one stream. Build a river of support from many channels. That doesn't mean all at once. Even if you do one of these every 2 months, it's okay. Yeah? Because in 1 year, you will have 5 ways of earning some form of sustainable income for yourself. Okay, next slide.
And I just want to give one example. Let's say we have a gentleman here who talks about Tibetan medicine, and he wants to sell a balm. This balm is on Amazon. For example, we can become affiliates and have a link to Amazon that we put in our description and say, hey, I've just spoken about the benefits of this balm for you. If you click on the link in the description, this will help to support the channel and it will benefit you. So, the seller wins, the user, the audience wins, and you win. 3-way win. Everyone is benefiting. Right? And you believe in the product because you just spoke about the product. You just spoke about the benefits of the product. So, it is not about selling something random, right? We are not selling something irrelevant to your channel. Consider the importance. What would my audience benefit from?
Great. Next slide, Emma. So let's start with YouTube monetization. What are generally the basics you need to monetize YouTube? Well, the requirement is at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It sounds like a lot, but it's not really. It's definitely something that is achievable. If you do shorts, it's 10 million views of shorts in 90 days. I know it sounds like a lot right now. And the purpose is, as soon as this convention ends, doesn't mean you go and be like, oh my God, why am I not getting 10 million? You eventually will. Because when each one of your videos is 20, 30,000 views, and you're creating maybe 1 or 2 videos a day, it doesn't really take that long, right? When I first saw this number of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, I was very much daunted. I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to achieve that. But then one day, I created a video about His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And that 4,000 got almost done in one day. Because my video went so viral. Because I spoke so compassionately about His Holiness and his impact. And so, why? Because people felt that energy about how much His Holiness meant to me and how I explained certain aspects of His Holiness. But because I was speaking from the heart, I had no editing. I just said one day I'm going to sit, press record, and boom. The energy was felt with millions of people around the world. Every hour was tens of thousands of people watching my videos. Tibetans all over the world were saying, wow, this video was so incredible that you created. And I almost achieved that in one day. So when you speak with authenticity, when you speak with energy, and when you speak from the heart, this number, it will come. But if you focus, how am I going to hit 4,000? It won't come. The difference was intention, right? That's what made the biggest difference. So, of course, there are steps you can take. So you can set up the AdSense. Typically, when you get close to this number, YouTube will say, anyway, you're eligible for monetization. Get started. You have to enter your bank details, everything, and then you can start getting paid. And once unlocked, basically ads will automatically run on your platform. So passive income will begin straight from that day. Yeah? YouTube is the monastery gate. Once opened, the stream of abundance will start to flow. So just keep that in mind. Next slide. I'll just touch on this in a little bit more detail to help you understand how much you can potentially earn. So once you are monetized, it can bring anywhere from $2 to $5, depending on location, demographics, and many variables. This is a very generic average per 1,000 views. So it depends on the niche and the audience. So let's say 10,000 people watch your video. Great, you earn $50. What's that, like maybe 40,000 rupees, right? It's not that much, but it will help. 40,000 rupees may just cover your bills, right? But then as you continue to grow, that number increases. As you continue to touch more hearts around the world, from different parts of the world, that $5 will turn into $10, $20, $30. An example is a channel with 100,000 monthly views, yeah? Might earn $200 to $500 a month. So I'm not quite sure what that is in rupees, but I'm assuming about maybe 18,000 rupees to about 40,000 rupees, maybe more, I'm not sure. The conversion I don't know, you just have to take the dollar side, right? But the ads are steady, but rarely life-changing alone. But now when you combine, and this is on the lower end, yeah? Like many creators I know earn like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh. It just depends. Obviously, the bigger you get, the more you earn, right? Everyone knows that. But when you combine this method with the other methods, suddenly $500 from one, $500 from the second, maybe $700 from the third, maybe you're earning 2-3 lakh a month, right? Like very quickly, it happens. So this is just the beginning. Next slide, Minna. Brand deals.
Yeah, so over here we have many different types of people that want to partner with your audience. But the most important thing is the audience, because what are you selling? What are you monetizing is the audience. So the clearer your audience is, the more engaged your audience is, the more a brand wants to partner with you. So what this could be, for example, could be meditation apps, could be wellness brands, could be yogi clothing products, could be malas, could be this type of chain, could be bracelets, could be anything, right? So something that aligns with your brand. And we need to ensure, like I said, that it's a three-way win. Brand, you, which is also a brand, and the audience. Why? Alignment creates a win-win situation. The brand gains credibility because your audience trusts you. Why can't the brand post? Why don't they just post about their product? It is because they are trying to reach your audience. You have an audience that they may not have access to. That is not defined clearly in a way where they have heard about this product. But because you have spent time and effort to build an audience, they want your audience to know about them. So because they want your audience to know about them, they want to pay you so that they purchase their products. Caution, never compromise your values and dharma values for money. So an example could be a tea brand sponsoring the monk's focus ritual. So let's say you did make chai with someone, right? Like, let's say chai and Tibetan medicine, right? So every time you're talking about Tibetan medicine, you are drinking chai. And then chai companies keep coming to pay you. If you like the chai and you think that it is a nice, tasty chai, they will pay you so that your audience buys their product. Simple. You are not selling something bad, you are just selling something that everyone is having every day. Only walk with partners who honor your path, right? Which is again to do with integrity. Because what we cannot compromise is our audience's trust. They trust you. They believe in you. That is why the brand is paying you. It's not the fact that the audience is just there, it's because how much they actually trust what you say. How much they engage with your content and are going to take action. That is what they are paying you based on. And of course, the more engaged your audience, the clearer the niche, the more the brand will be willing to pay as the followers increase.
So I just want to add to that. Of course, brands are going to approach you as you get big. But then how do you find brands that you like? The first thing that you have to do is really think, I've already thought about the brands that I like, even before my channel has begun. And I think in the future, wouldn't it be cool if I worked with these brands? And I've listed maybe 10, 15 brands. These are brands that I use every single day as part of my day-to-day life. These are brands that I love the clothing of. These are brands that are very close to me and my sense of identity that I wish to partner with. Now, when you list these brands, you can even put it on your YouTube channel. One day I'm manifesting working with these brands. I have seen countless creators say, this brand was on my vision board. Do people know what vision board is? Yeah? And then one day they work with that brand. How? Because the intention was set in the mind that one day this brand will work with me. Yeah? And that's why it works, because you are clear. It doesn't have to be a big brand. It can be a small brand. But the fact is that you love that brand because you use it every day. And now, I actually have the exact script that you can use to send to brands in order to get brand deals. So who wants that exact script? Does anyone want it? Okay. Well, I can share it. I'll probably share it in the WhatsApp group. But if I forget, please do remind me. If you follow this script, it will tell you exactly how to write the perfect email to reach out to these brands in a way that proves your credibility, in a way that proves that you have social proof, in a way that aligns with your values and most importantly, their values. They're not paying you. They're paying to reach more of their audience through you. You are merely a vehicle, yeah? So don't think, okay, this brand worked with me and I must be special. No, the brand doesn't care about you. The brand cares about the audience that you have that will one day be their audience. That's what they care about. So I will share that exact script with you.
So we are all actually brands as well. So we need to care about our reputation, right? And this can be a cross collaboration. We can work with them. They can talk about our interests, our product on their channel, and we can talk about their product on our channel, right? So there are different means, and Milan and I are normally the people, as chief marketing officers, global marketing officers, people who work for companies, people approach us and say, hey, I'd like to get your brand to invest in this. Do you mind investing in this? So we are the ones receiving the email, and we are the ones sending the email saying, we'd love to work with you, we'd love to work with you. So this is what we've been doing for over a decade, right? 15 years we've been doing this. Speaking to brands, getting collaborations, finding ways to increase the audience size for the companies we work with. So how to do this is something we can definitely provide a script for, and one that we know that works again and again.
I just want to add by saying this: take risks. Maybe about 2 months ago, Jamin and I thought we want to work with the biggest celebrities in the world that we've not known yet. And we said, screw it. We're just going to write them an email. Who cares? What if they say no? What if they don't reply? Who cares? You'll be surprised. We had some of the biggest A-list celebrities in the world said they want coaching from Jamin and me. Just why? Because we took the chance. Because we believed in our own value, and because we believed in the value that the Dharma could offer them. That's why some of the biggest top A-listers in the world said they want to be coached by Jamin and I.
And we tried this for different niches. We were testing at the time. We're like, let's see. So there are many, many founders who have, by the age of 30. So we were looking at different ones. And we found the closest people to who we want to work with were founders who had sold their companies by the time they were 30, 40, and made hundreds of millions. They're done. They're lost. They feel empty. They feel depressed. They feel alone. They've achieved everything. They've achieved success, and now they don't know what to do with their lives. No direction. Everyone is chasing this. They've already achieved this. Now what do I do? So these people and founders, we spoke to them, and we emailed them, okay? And we only emailed 28, and 4 responded out of 28, and 3 were said, yeah, let's give it a go, let's give it a trial. Never met them, never spoken to them, never heard of them before, just found their email address, wrote an email, and clients, people who want to work with you. So you can do the same thing with brands.
And so one day you will see Jamin and I work with these celebrities on YouTube. You will see it. I guarantee it. I can guarantee it because I'm telling you publicly right now that it will happen. And remember the statistic? I'm 95% now more likely to succeed because I've told you that it will be possible. And really what I want to say is this. I'm sharing the exact strategy with you. The exact strategy that we used to reach out to these celebrities. The exact script. I'm going to be sharing it with you. So I think we can pause there on that note, ladies and gentlemen. Let's come back after the break, and you'll be ready to share the exact message. Thank you.
chuyên nghiệp Việt Trung là chuyện là giá trị